Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got very loud music. Yes, it is Saturday morning. It was 10 o'clock AM UK time, but it's not quite that now, is it? Sorry I'm late, so sorry I'm late. Due to technical difficulties, I am late. The technical difficulty, yes, exactly. And I got wet hair. Well, I can explain both. I had technical difficulties. The technical difficulty was that I was still asleep until 9:40. 9:40. I woke up at 9:30. I've set an alarm. I set several alarms till 9:30, and I think you're the same, Martha, aren't you? Where you stay? Do you stay up late? I like to stay up late, or my body clock is better suited for lateness than the morning. Hence why at some point, I changed the time to 11, didn't I? But that was because I went running. I don't do that anymore. So yeah, I was like, right, I better get up. Wow, I'm pretty tired because I went to bed late, and yeah, I set my alarm for 7:30 initially. 7:30. Change the tone on your alarm. I didn't go to sleep until 3:35 AM. Absolutely, Martha. So, well, the alarm does wake me up. All the alarms wake me up. It's just that I'm very good at just going and turning them off because I've got used to knowing where my phone is, how to turn it off without really waking up. So yeah, putting the phone all the way over across the room might be the better way to do it. So you actually have to get up. And then I went to the bathroom. There's a little corner of the dungeon that's like a bathroom. Isn't that right, Gruckle Snook? And I noticed my hair was... What? So the only way to get it under control was to really wet it. Anyway, my name is Ken Boyser, and I'm normally 2 to 3 to 4 minutes late. This is Edra Tales Twitch channel. This is Gruckle Snook of the Bottled Imp. Here's the Bottled Imp. The Bottled Imp is a YouTube channel. It is, it's probably about 10 years old now. We're coming up for 10 years old. It is a fancy channel. We do fancy reviews of films, board games, and books. However, my co-creator Julian and I haven't really posted up for a long time because we find it tricky now to make videos. The best on YouTube. That's very kind of you, Martha, very kind of you. But we do have over 450 episodes, so if you do want to just find a new YouTube channel to go and watch stuff, if you're into fantasy, check it out. You might find some books that I've recommended, or some board games, or some fancy films that you might just think, I've not heard of that. Because what we like to do is do the big ones, like Lord of the Rings. I don't think I ever did Harry Potter, by the way. But, did it need reviewing? I don't know. But also do more obscure fantasy novels or films or board games that you may not have heard of. And your own channel as well, Ken. Yes, exactly. I do have an Edra Tales Twitch channel, which is you're watching now, plus also a YouTube channel, and that's an interesting beast, the Edra Tales YouTube channel. It was an interesting thing doing the Bottled Imp. Really loved doing the Bottled Imp, as you could probably tell, Martha. You could probably tell. However, after about 4 years of doing it, I suddenly realised actually my creative time was taken up making the YouTube channel, rather than actually writing or creating games and being creative on my own creative projects. What have I been up to lately? Yeah, well, we will get onto that. Great question, Martha. Yeah. And that is the question I posed myself, actually. So when we finished the Bottled Imp, or temporary paused it, but it's probably finished now. I thought, yeah, God, I wrote The Legends of Grimace Ironblood, which was my fantasy verse book that you can still buy, by the way. And I thought, I haven't written anything since. I've not done anything other creative than creating a YouTube channel, which is fine. But I suddenly realised, yeah, what's more important, me being a YouTuber or me being a creative person that creates writing and creates games? So that's why I did set up Edra Tales. And if you look back at some of the early episodes, I was doing like video reacts to trailers, fancy trailers. I wasn't quite doing reviews, but that was kind of on the agenda. Good morning, Sally. How are you? And so it was one of those interesting things with Edra Tales. I was thinking, yeah, I'm still not creating my own work. So that was a very opened my eyes, which is why with Edra Tales YouTube channel, I thought, look, I haven't got time to do that. If I want to write books, if I want to create board games, there's only so much time you've got. So that's another thing you have to bear in mind, isn't it? If you've only, if you're not creative, if you're not getting paid creatively full time to survive, to pay all your bills and to live the lifestyle you want to live, by creative means only, then you've got a finite amount of spare time, haven't you? And what do? Do you create YouTube channels, YouTube videos, or do you create books, board games, whatever it is you want to do creatively? So I decided, yeah, I've got to focus on my writing. I've got to focus on designing board games and that kind of thing, and my mediumship as well. Good morning, Lee Rin. How are you, sir? Be true to yourself and be a bard, poet, ludo master, maestro, that's the word I'm looking for, game master, and artist first and foremost. Yes, I feel like that's a quote from somewhere, Lee Rin. Is that a quote from Nightmare? How about you? Hello, Lee Rin. Yeah, so that is a very good quote to live by, absolutely. So I just thought, you know what? It's a shame that I'm not making any YouTube channels because I enjoy doing them. But I haven't really got time to pre-plan them too much, and I haven't got time really to edit them afterwards. Hence why I started to do live streams. And then I thought, and because Facebook was becoming very glitchy, do you remember, very glitchy with live streams, I thought, right, well, let's go to Twitch. And hence why we're here. And hence why if I do a live stream, I don't have to plan too much, and I don't have to edit. But then I decided to put them up on the YouTube channel because sometimes people prefer to watch them there. So there we go. Oh, I made it up on the fly. I made it up on the fly. Well, that's very, very poetic of you, Lee Rin. I'll read it again. Be true to yourself and be a bard, poet, ludo maestro, games master, and artist first and foremost. As I'm saying it, it feels like I'm a character from a fighting fantasy book. Or from Nightmare. Is it Treegar from Nightmare? The kids' TV show? I don't know if anyone watched that. I watched it. Sally's okay? She's tired? Yes, we are tired actually, because we did go to see a theatre show. We went to see that last night. Hence why I couldn't do the live stream of The Witcher. So JB Priestley and Inspector Calls and other plays. Not the other plays bit, it was just Inspector Calls. Well, don't forget you're a wizard in my book. Oh, you're so kind. If that's directed at me, Martha, that's so kind. Hello, Dylan. How are you, sir? How are you? Yes, so Sally and I went to see JB Priestley's and Inspector Calls up at the Alexandra Palace Theatre. It's recently opened. It's a great space. If you can get to see a play there, I recommend it. It's sort of done as an old Victorian theatre. It's like got crumbly bits. That's the decor. It's got crumbly bits and you can see plaster. So all the nice twiddly bits of, Victorian plaster is crumbly. So it's either like that, because the Alexandra Palace itself is an old building, so they've either just kept that and sort of secured it, or they've recreated it to make it look distressed, which is very clever, I think, and it worked really well. It was at you. Oh, that's very nice of you, Martha. You were a wizard in my short stories for a competition. Oh, yes, I was. I remember that. You're a wizard, Kenny. So, yeah, we went to see the opening night. It was very, very good. If you do live anywhere near Crystal Palace, not Crystal Palace, Alexandra Palace in London, thoroughly recommend going to see an Inspector course. It's not fantasy, but that's why we're so tired. And the fact that I stayed up late. It was a brilliant production, says Sally. Old and crumbly. There we go. I've got the bell especially ready for you, Dylan. And Jam. Sometimes Jam's watch as well. That's right, Dylan. Exactly. I felt right at home. Oh, okay. So Sally's put it's touring around the country over the next year or so. I thoroughly recommend it. If it does come to theatre near you, as they say in the cinema parlance, yeah, I would go and see it. It's very thought-provoking. I don't want to give any spoilers away if you've not seen it already. It's very thought-provoking. It's very spiritual. I would sort of say behind the scenes, it's layered. You know, you've got your obvious story, then you've got the more deeper, complex issues going on within the story, and then you've got the more conscious, thinky, philosophical sort of layer. And then I would also say behind that there's a spiritual layer as well. So, what if they make a movie of my books, Ken? Asks Martha. Well, that would be very, very cool, very flattering. The only way they would do that, and I think you have to be realistic about things, is if they sold massive amounts of copies. So, of Magic and Monkeys, that really is the only novel I've got out. Grimace Ironblood is more of a verse book, so, I mean, they could make a movie out of that, a film out of that. I kind of saw it maybe as a animated cartoon series, to be honest, or animated. But if they were to do live action, you would have to sell massive amounts of copies. You have to be an international bestseller, or at least a bestseller in America, because films at the moment. That's a very good question, actually. Films at the moment, no. They don't seem to be bringing us new ideas or new books or new concepts, new films. There's loads of sequels, there's loads of reboots and remakes and adaptations of films that have already gone before. They don't seem to... I guess they're slowly bringing us new things now. So, but back when I was growing up watching films, you know... 1 year alone, there was something like Beetlejuice, Jaws, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, or something like that. You know, there was just loads. It wasn't quite those films, but there was just loads. Terminator, Alien. So you had lots of these new ideas, and they were all big hits. So you can come in with a new idea and it be a big hit. Granted, it's harder, I think, than if you've already had a hit before with something and you just remake it. But then that's a tricky thing, because if you remake something, you have to do it well. Otherwise, you're going to divide the audience. The audience that love the old original, they're going to go, oh, well, the new one isn't that good. It's not as good. I mean, imagine if they remade Lord of the Rings now. That would be really difficult to do. And then imagine, yeah. So, and then if you've got the new crowd, they might not be into what you've remade. So it's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky to rock a rhyme. But if I did have a film made, I would want, like J.K. Rowling, I would want some sort of creative input and maybe the final word. But you only get to that stage if you have sold a shed load of books like J.K. Rowling did by the time that they actually made films of them. Lerin has won a small victory against OVD depression today, or OCD, I think you corrected. Had a sudden fit of self-control when I realised that I was beating myself up over a final boss that does not ever net a trophy, but only worth bragging rights that I'm a pro player, like other more experienced folk online. Rather than literally beat myself in depression, I turned the console off, well done, and enjoyed the rest of the sunny afternoon instead. I will not go back to that boss. I think that's worth a round of applause, Lerin. Absolutely. A good small victory. And the nice thing about doing that, Lerin, is if you come across that situation again on a different game, you can think back and say, actually, do you know what? I've done it once before. I don't have to finish this one. If it's making me depressed, turn it off, go for a walk, do something different. Well done. I really like that attitude. That's brilliant. Yeah. Dylan has put it, if Ken's still on a box, he could play the Inkpot Monkey. Oh, I imagine the Inkpot Monkey as a little live action or a little animation like the Gremlins and the flying monkeys. That's what I mean. I do think my books are quite filmable. I think they would make good films. But to make a film costs a lot of money. So somebody has to be really sure, you know, people, studios, investors are going to have to be really sure that they're going to get their money back if they're going to make a film. So if you spend 40, 50 million on a film, you're going to have to make sure that it's a hit, aren't you? You know, you want your money back. Unless you're doing it for tax reasons. Or money laundering, of course. So, yeah, you have to kind of... Yeah, you do have to... What's the word? You do have to have... It has to be a known property, really. Not necessarily massively well known, but known enough for them to say, yeah, it's sold enough books, we've got an audience here. Martha's put awesome job, Lerin, proud of you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Lerin. Keep doing that. Keep that in mind if that ever happens again. Absolutely. So the only thing you can do, and this is what I kind of realised, and people that I know did this years ago, and I kind of wish I had, but I am where I am, and you might feel the same way with your projects. Finish them. Finish them. Get them out there. Trying to platinum Skyrim is such a pain. Oh. Yeah, I don't have those tendencies to really want to finish games like fully complete, if you like. It's nice to finish a game just once, but then I sort of go, well, I've kind of done that. I kind of seen everything. Now, I might be missing out. There might be other levels that you can crack and you open and stuff like that. But I'm like, yeah, I've kind of done now. And we'll move on. Skyrim, though, I mean, these games are big now, aren't they? So you can play them for 5, 6, 7 years. Like Skyrim, I've been playing for years, and Martha has as well. So, but I just, yeah, I don't feel the need to really finish everything completely. But that's just me. I might be missing out, as I say. So, yeah, just get the work out there, and the more the work you've got out there, the more you're building an audience. That's the key thing. So that after 5, 6, 7 years, you might have a small audience. Take Jonathan Green's books, for example. Okay, this one isn't an Ace game book, but this is the game book that we're playing at the moment. He you know, he's been a writer since his early 20s when he first started writing for Fighting Fantasy, which was a great gig to get. He's written over 80 books. He is just constantly writing and, you know, presumably bringing out 1, maybe 2 books a year. And then so you look back over, like, I don't know how old he is, let's say a 40-year career. Let's say a 20-year career, maybe 25. think it's, anyway, it's irrelevant how old he is. He has then a body of work, so that if some are still in print, so like his Ace game books, I think he's done about 8, 9 of those. Each year he does a Kickstarter, and each year presumably he's growing his audience. He's getting more and more backers. You know, and he raised over, I think, something like 16, 17, maybe 18 grand, which is huge. That's a huge achievement for an independent author who, yes, he does get those books published through Snowbound Books, I believe it is. But I think that's a bit of a hybrid, not a hybrid arrangement, but he's done that without an agent, is what I'm trying to say. So he's not in a traditional kind of publishing mode. He's self-publishing because he's organising everything. He's running the Kickstarter. He's raising the money. But at the same time, he's got a publisher on board. So he's built up that credential. You know, he's a well-established author in the game book industry. And he's written novels as well. It's not just game books. So, and he's written for famous IPs. So that's the way to do it, is just to keep writing. So, for example, I will be releasing this on paperback on Amazon. I'm just going to do it on Amazon and just do print on demand, because I haven't got the funds personally to print off loads of copies and then sell them individually. I just haven't got the funds. So I'm going to do what other people have done years ago, is they go, right, I'm just putting it up on Amazon. So then now when you search their name, they've got 17 books out, and you think, oh, right, okay, cool. And I do know some people that have then been approached by actual publishers to say, can we republish your books and take you on as an author? So that's really the way forward. I think that's a good business model. Same with you, Dylan. Yeah, Dylan, you're much more prolific than I am. So well done for that, Dylan. Martha's put here, I am missing 3 trophies to get. Then I will play The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Oh, so 3 trophies. So that's not a lot. I can understand if you're that close. You're that close. You'd want to finish. You'd want to complete it. Yeah, I kind of understand that. Absolutely. Yeah, so Dylan knows. Yeah, Dylan knows. So that's why I need to try. It's difficult. Try to keep my projects down to a minimum. And just finish things, get them out there. So, talking of finishing things, let's have a look at, well, we all know I am bringing to Kickstarter a game book, my very first game book, because there is a good, healthy resurgence of game books, and it's one of those things that I do want to, it's so hard for independent authors. Yeah, it is hard for independent authors, absolutely, because not only do you have to write it, you have to sort of either pay someone to proofread it or proofread it yourself. Now, I'm not bad at proofreading, but there's loads that I miss. My spelling isn't excellent. It's okay. It's probably average or above average. There is spell check and all of that. But, I mean, Sally very, very kindly proofreads my work. And that just adds an extra layer of professionalism, because you want to get your books. Yeah, Dylan, you're dyslexic. Yeah, I'm slightly dyslexic. So it's very hard, absolutely. But the good thing about that, Dylan, though, is that you've done it. You've just gone, I'm not letting that put me off or get me down. I'm just, well, I don't know about get you down, but I'm just going to do it. And that's great. I love that. I love that attitude. So unless you've got money to sort of pay proofreaders or pay graphic designers or pay artists, you have to do everything yourself. And therefore, the quality may suffer, it might be different, it might not be, it might be excellent. But then on top of that, once you've done all of that, then you've got to market it. And that's where I think a publisher, certainly in the olden days, the publishers probably, spent more on new authors than they would have done now. But I've heard of people getting publishing deals and then they sort of didn't really market the book. So it's like, oh, okay. Right. What was the difference? So with me, because I'm a graphic designer and an artist and a writer, Sally proofreads it, I can type, graphic designer, I can lay it all out. What's a publisher actually doing for me? The publisher, if I was to get a publisher, I'd want them to be the marketing person. I'd want them to be marketing my book, relentless, spending their money marketing. Yeah, because I haven't really got loads of money to market. So that's where if they don't do that, then it's like, well, what was the point of me going with them? If I'm losing creative control. Dyslexic here, and man, proofreading is a pain. Yeah, absolutely, Martha. Early copies of mine were full of mistakes. I put them out unchecked. Went back and edited them. Yeah, well, that's it. You've learned from it. You've gone, oh, actually, there's full of mistakes. Maybe you didn't realise that at the time. Maybe the other thing is that when you've got a system like Amazon, you think, oh, great, I can get my books out there, and you're very keen. You can be very eager, and you just want them out. I totally get that. However, if you don't proofread it, if you don't check it, there's going to be loads of mistakes. And unfortunately, what will happen is people will give you bad reviews because they'll just say, this was unreadable. It was too many typos, too many spelling mistakes. I couldn't actually enjoy the book. So that's why it's important. You think, oh, why is it important? Well, because other people won't be able to read it. And they won't suffer it for too long. They will read 5, 10 pages at the most. Certainly, it depends on how many typos. 15 pages, and then they will just say, no, I'm out. Because there are thousands of other books that they could be reading without typos and without punctuation problems and spelling mistakes. So they'll just go elsewhere. They will just go elsewhere. It's the same with board games. If the rule book is not clear and is not precise and it's not easy to work out how to play the game, your game might be played once and then it will be put on the shelf or sold because it's like, the rule book, I just can't understand it. It doesn't translate into the game. And so that's why the rules are key element of a board game. Absolutely. So anyway, I don't know why we went down this tangent, but there you go. I am this rambling storyteller. So so with my game book, I want it to be as professionally produced as possible. It's the same with my book. You know, my aim is always to have a book that when it's on the shelf, on someone's shelf, it looks exactly like proper published, books that a whole team has looked at. I want people to not know the difference. So if they didn't know it was an independently published book, they would be surprised and go, "Oh, cool! This is cool." Oh, did I not read? Did I miss one? Oh yeah, sorry, I missed that. Apologies in advance that barring a miracle, the next time I see you fellas, at an FF would be in 2026 festival. Excellent. Yeah, because they do them every 2 years. Don't want to divulge too much downer information, so I'll just quote Anna Katrina. Every happy family are the same, but every unhappy family is unique in its own way. Now, if the miracle happens not, enjoy next weekend, and I'll endeavour to be at Ealing University of the Horse with bells on in 2026. Oh, that's fantastic. No, sorry, Leon, I was just on my little rant about independent publishing. No, you don't have to apologise for that at all. Fantastic. So you're going to hopefully make it for the 2026. Well, we will see you there. That does bring me on to, yes, I will be going to Anna Karenina. Yeah, Russian novel. Yes, I knew that. I did know that, Lee Rin, because I have studied English literature at university level, and also it was a film. They made a film of it. Oh, when was it? Like 1998, something like that, I think. Well, I think Kate Winslet plays Anna. I might be wrong there. Any fact checkers out there? So yes, I will be at the Fighting Fantasy Fest 5, which is happening next weekend. If you can make it to it and you haven't got your ticket, they are selling out. They're nearly sold out. So go to either Jonathan Green's book, JonathanGreenAuthor.com. Go to his website. You can then get a link to the Fighting Fantasy, or go to, I think it's fightingfantasy.com, and you can like find the link from there. Or you could type in Fighting Fantasy Fest 5 into a search bar, and it should come up with the Everbyte or Everbright, is it? I never know. Everbyte ticketing website that they go through to sell their tickets, and you should find it there. Yeah, big hugs, exactly, Lyrian. Big hugs. May your luck rolls always be lucky. Oh, has anyone stolen that? I do need like a little catchphrase for my game book, don't I? May your stamina never fail is such a classic, isn't it? It's such a good sentence. So yes, Devilish Dilemmas, an Edra Tales game book, To Kill a Thief. That is available on Kickstarter in October. If you haven't done so, why don't you sign up to get more information as and when it happens? So in order to gauge, to kind of create a bit of interest, people sign up to, an email, put their email in, and then, I can send them updates. One of the updates that I'm going to give away soon to the people that have signed up, but I'll let you know a little bit sooner because you are loyal to the Edra Tales Twitch channel, is that I have been tidying up the dungeon, haven't we, Grocklesnoke? Yeah. He's not done a lot, but he's helped a little bit. He sings at me. And I have been going through May Your Cheating Never Be Caught. Yeah, don't need the out, just may your cheating never be caught. That's quite a good one. That is actually quite a good one, Dylan. Because in my book you play a thief, as you know. And so, how about may your thieving never be caught? How about that, because you play a thief? Oh, I might have to write that down. Would you mind me using that, Dylan, if I decide to use it? Would you be okay with that? I don't know, I haven't got a pen. Oh, let me reach over and get a pen. Oh, he says that. Sure, thank you. That's quite cool. Because I could change that for everyone, couldn't I? That would be quite cool. Let me write that down. May your thieving, however you spell that, thieving, what did you put? Hey, never be caught. Never be caught. That's good. Royalties. Yes, Dylan. Well, hopefully there will be some, but well, I might give you something for it, or put a credit in the book. How about that? Okay, so bookmarks are the nickname for my game book fingers. Guilty as charged. Yeah, bookmarks. So what I've been doing is I have been tidying up the dungeon, and I've been going through all my books. Well, started to. It's a big job. I've been rearranging my bookshelf basically. Because I've got books, that I've got too many books basically. I've got too many board games, and I need to rearrange stuff so I can fit everything onto the shelves. And also put them in categories because they've got a bit messy. So I've got loads of spiritual books that I all want in one place, in one bookcase. I've got fantasy books, but I've got fantasy novels. I've got fantasy reference books. I've got art books. So I kind of want to make sure they're all in the same, area, so it's easier to actually get them and use them. Plus, I then want to put all the board games on the bottom shelves because then they're easier to get because they're bigger boxes. Trying to get them from there is harder. So that's kind of the plan. And while I was doing that, I have found a few gems that I then had this idea. Why don't I give these away? Got some phone calls. What did I miss? And I feel for you there, Ken. Got too many books. Yeah. Well, we're not really... I don't think you missed much, to be honest. Apart from Dylan came up with this saying, because I said... Because Lirin had written, thank you, may your luck rolls always be lucky. And I went, oh yeah, it'd be really cool. I do need a little catchphrase for my game book. Unless I've already got one, I've forgotten what it is. But because, you know, may your stamina never fail from Fighting Fantasy is classic. And then Dylan wrote, may your cheating never be caught out. And I put, well, hang on, how about that's really good. May your cheating never be caught. And then I thought, well, actually, he's a thief. You play a thief. Not he, she as well. You play a thief. So I then slightly modified it to put, may your thieving never be caught. So that's kind of what we're discussing there. Confess. Dylan, confess. Save point fingers. Bad habit started in the Choose Your Own Adventure spy story. Your code name is Joanne. Johan. Yeah. But it's... it's the best way to play it, surely. No one wants to go right back to the beginning again and play it all from the beginning. You just go back a few and go, yeah, actually, I did win against that creature. Or, yeah, I didn't mean to go down the left path. I'm going to go down the right path. Yes, I do play a thief. Been playing League of Thieves. Yes, absolutely. Been playing League of Thieves as well. There seems to be quite a trend, actually, for thieves to be the main focus of a game book. Because I found another one. I was like, oh, I've not been that original, haven't I? I played that Johan one a couple of years ago and got shot in the head about in 5 minutes. Oh, did you? That's Sally saying that. Fantastic. Did you? Where did you play that? Sally, are you watching other live streams? So, I have discovered some gems, some little gifts. And I thought it'd be a good idea to encourage people to sign up to express their interest in the Kickstarter and a bit of publicity, to collect, you know, people's names when they sign up. Not only then notify them and, you know, when we go live and all of that, but on the live stream launch, I'm going to give away some gifts. It says, it's a spy story about decoding a Cold War message with humpback whale, hence the spy you play is okay, not swallowed by one. Song, surprisingly dark and mature. There you go, we are the best. Thieves are fun to play. They are indeed. My brother had it in the 80s. I found it at my parents'. Oh, I see. Well, then I'll let you off. Wow, you've still got them. That's fantastic. I really wish I'd kept my original Fighting Fantasy books. And all my fantasy stuff, I just gave it away when I was like early 20s. Yes, I didn't know the code word, so we got shot in the head, then I gave up. I know, that's the thing. Some of these you've got to be a bit determined. So, I found some gifts. So what I'm going to do is, anyone that signs up and anyone that has previously signed up, they're going to have their name entered into a raffle. And I've got various prizes to give away. So, one of which is a mug. In fact, I've got 2 of these. And this is a Grimace Ironblood mug. It's a cool fire beast that is featured in the Grimace Iron book, the Legends of Grimace Iron book. That's pretty cool. It is a illustration by Rich Nairn. I actually then did the colouring, so I coloured it in, but Rich did the actual black and white illustration. And then I didn't know how many mugs I got. I've got one of these that I use. It's in my kitchen cupboard. And while I was tidying up and cleaning everything, I found 2 more of these. And I went, oh, I forgot then that I had more made. So there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a raffle. Okay. So that's one of the gifts. I'm going to be giving away this as well. The Dungeons and Dragons map. The Dungeons and Dragons map. So, what I'm going to do is, if you sign up to the Edra Tales, go to Edra Tales and sign up for the notifications about the Kickstarter. And then that will just enter your name into a raffle. And then when we go live, we'll live stream it. And then we pick out the names. Yeah, we pick out the names. Now, I'm not sure how to do it. Because there's different things, people might want different prizes. But I don't know how to guarantee that you'll get the prize that you'll want. So I don't know how to do it. How should I do it? Should I do it where if you're watching the live stream, you actually, and your name comes out first, you get to pick which gift you want? Should we do that? If you're watching, you get first dibs. If I pick a name out and they're not watching, they will win a prize, but they won't get first dibs. Does that sound sort of fair, doesn't it? Because then you may get what you want if you're watching, and it will hopefully encourage people to watch the live stream. But you may not. Sally's put, usually in a raffle, if you are there, you get to pick. If you're not, you just get a prize assigned to you. There you go. There's me sort of thinking I've worked something out that's new. Nothing's new, is it? Nothing's original. Sally has just backed me up then. So that is what we'll do. So if you can remind me, Sally, that that's what we're going to do. So, there we go. That's resolved it. So there's going to be, I don't know how many prizes. There might be 6, there might be 10 prizes because I've not finished tidying up. And what we'll do is, if you're watching the live stream, then you can comment. I'll show up all the prizes and you say, yeah, I want the mug or I want the mats. Or I'm going to be giving away a Ghost Hunter Spirits, or one in the series of these, maybe 2. It's a game by Kedrick Winks. It's a very good game, a card game. You know, I've got games like that. So hopefully they'll be fantasy orientated. I might put like a box of chocolates in. I don't know. Depending on, just to bulk out the prizes. And then, yeah, if you're watching, you get to pick. Then the next one will get to pick. The next one will get to pick if you are watching. If not, I'll put your name to the side, and then any prizes, you know, I'll have to make sure that we don't pick more people out than there are prizes. Any prizes left over, I will then just assign to them. You can post in the link on your site. I think I found it, but not sure if it's yours. So if you go to edratales.com, and then it's on my website. If it's not branded that, then it's not the right site. Yeah? So go to edratales.com. Then you need to click on the tab Books, and then you need to click To Kill a Thief, and then you're in the To Kill a Thief book, and then there should be a form that you fill in, and I will get an email notifying me of that. But yeah, I'll post it up. So what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to post it up on the Edra Tales Facebook group and the page explaining what we're going to do. Hopefully people will then join up. And then what we're also going to do is, I'll put it on my own personal one, KR Boiter. And then I might even put it into other gamebook Facebook groups as well, just to encourage people to sign up and to advertise, you know, the fact that I'm doing a Kickstarter again. And then over the next month, I should be telling you about the rewards. You know, I'm always in the stream, but happy to see who wins they deserve. Yeah, deserve it. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the right attitude, exactly. Whenever I enter competitions, I sort of go, yeah, it'd be really nice if I won. But however, I'm happy whoever wins because it's just a joyous thing. It's just a joyous thing. So great attitude to have, Martha. Great attitude to have. And Martha, you've been a competition winner in the past with the Story Spark cards. So that's good. Yeah, so I've got some more gifts. I don't want to reveal them all now, but I will, you know, over the next couple of days or whatever, you know, be revealing them. 4 times to be specific. Oh, there you go, 4 times, absolutely. It's fantastic. Thank you for entering. So yeah, so I do need to finish off rearranging. If anyone's ever rearranged their books and rearranged their board games or rearranged anything, it's a long job. I'm experienced enough now to go, that's not like a 2-hour job. That's 2 days to do that. And also, you kind of take all your books off the shelf and go, oh, I've not dusted for a while. It gets pretty dusty here in the dungeon. Why don't they come in and dust? Where's the guards? Come on, guards. Dust. So there we are. So, that's what I've been working on. I have been working on the game book. I've been tidying the dungeon. And I lost. This is kind of what led me to do this. Sort of. It was the last straw. I had lost my lino cuts. So for the game book, as you know, I'm going to be doing this is done in Photoshop, this illustration. But I'm going to be doing the actual interior artwork. They're going to be 20 illustrations that are lino cut. So I'm going to draw onto the lino and then I'm going to cut it all out. Hopefully it looked fantastic. But I lost my tools. I lost my lino cut tools. So, and I started looking for it and I looked everywhere and I was thinking, right, this place needs a good tidy up. Maybe I'll find them there. And then I thought they could be anywhere. I just need to get them. So then I went out and I bought some more. Not very expensive, £6.60. So I was quite happy with that. You get a handle, which is interchangeable with the... You get all these different cutting tools. So that's if you want wider. That's if you want narrower. I don't know if you're familiar with lino cutting. But you basically, so you take whichever one you want, and then you put that into the handle. There you go, and then you screw that up, and that it's like an interchangeable screwdriver basically. And then you take your lino and then you dig into it. Yeah, and so but if you have different widths and different shapes, that means you can get a really nice varied texture on your lino. Then what you do is you ink it up. Now I'm just going to be doing black and white because that's what's required in the game book. And then you ink it up. Then you get a press. Now I've got access to a lino press, which is fantastic. And it's is it a press or is it a roller? No, this one's a roller. You can either do press ones or you can do rollers. So what you do is you get your bit of paper that you're going to put your print on. You I think you lay the paper on, or you put your print down like that. I can't remember which way around you do it. It might make a difference, might not. And then you just put it in the roller. You put another protective sheet over the top and you put it in the roller. Bim, 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 bim. Oh, Sally's put, oh great, did you find the tools? No, I didn't find them. That's the thing. I went out and bought some in Hobbycraft, £6.60. Because I thought, I don't remember them being that expensive. So somewhere along the line, when I've tidied everything, I should find another set of these. I might not. They might be gone to the ether. So then you just, and then when it comes through, it's like a mangle. When you come through the roller, you then very carefully lift the paper off, and then you've got your print. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan them into my computer, and then that's it. Then it will go in the book as an illustration. So you'll find them. I know, Sally. Of course I will. Literally, I'll find them, probably today because I'm going to carry on doing that. But hey, I might give away the very set then that I'm going to use to carve all of the illustrations. I don't know. I don't know who would want to win that. Although that might be quite cool, actually. Yeah. Did you read my comment? Oh, Grocklestone, stop making me sneeze. Ken, make him stop. Grocklestone, what are you up to, mate? What are you up to? Why are you playing tricks? Why are you... He's just having fun, Martha. He's just having fun. So there you go. I've really rambled on today. What have I been doing? I have been, mainly getting the Kickstarter ready. I went on holiday to Swanage, as you know. I don't know if you know that. I went on holiday to Swanage, so that took a week out, which was lovely. I had a really great time, really nice. And just to quickly tell you, has anyone ever played Everdale? Everdale. Oh, it's Dell. Everdale. You're not the only one cleaning today. Ah, good stuff. I'm going to cleaning and try my best to give away books. Yes, Martha. I've got a little pile that I'm thinking, I could do with that. I'm going to get rid of that. This is an interesting game. It is a big smash hit game. I was lucky enough to get given a copy. So Sally and I've played it twice before with people, experienced players that have played it. And I was a bit unsure about it, which is a surprising statement to say when it's such a gorgeously designed game. It's got massive, great reviews, and it sold really, really well. It's going to sell really well for the next 5 years, I reckon. Well, it's probably about 5 years old anyway. Oh no, 2020. Yeah, 2020. Yeah, 2019. So it's already 5 years old. It's still selling. And I wanted to know why this is such a good game. So Sally and I did play a 2-player game, and we played it slightly wrong, but I don't feel that necessarily totally interfered with our experience. But it's an interesting game to play. It's what they call a worker placement game. Worker placement game where you build up your engine. So, you need to put your workers there in order to gain resources, in order to spend resources on cards that will give you victory points. And I'm designing a game like that. In fact, I'm designing 2 games like that. So this is also part of research. And Sally was not impressed with the game. And I equally was like, I kind of miss more player interaction. There's not a lot of player interaction. So some people don't mind that, and they're fine with player interaction not being that way. But I'm going to put more player interaction into my board game. So that's another bit of advice. It's obvious advice. If you're wanting to write a game book, read loads of game books. If you want to design a board game of a particular genre, obviously you need to work out what type of game is going to be. Play those types of games just to see what's out there and to see if you can improve it. If you can, you might not be able to. Sally's put, no, it wasn't my favourite. Yeah, it's a good game. I think it's a good game. However, it depends on what type of games you like. I think that is what this is about. And also, it does give advantage. A lot of games give advantage anyway, so this isn't a criticism. If you've played the game before, I played with I played with players that had played the game before. They knew what they were doing, and I was just sitting there going, I don't really know what's going on. But this time, I did know what was going on, and I was really helping Sally as well because it can be a bit overwhelming. So that's just a good learning curve. So I'm excited to crack on with my worker placement games. However, I don't want to be try and do too much. Oh yay, best viewers on. What are you spamming me with? Well, I can't read that because it's in purple. Anyone know what that says? Official.com. Polder. Thank you for spamming my live stream. Yeah, it's a link. Yeah, links are always purple for me. I'm not sure what that is. We don't know who this is. If it's a real person, I wouldn't advise clicking the link. But if you are a real person, welcome. You can enjoy the live stream as well. So, So things that I've got in the pipeline. This is my problem. I've got my B game. Look at this. I found a hexagonal box. I'll take that off. That I'm going to use as the prototype box. So when I send them to publishers, it's going to be like that. And what I'm going to do is design the rules in and do it, cut it out so the rules are in a hexagonal shaped leaflet, which I think is pretty cool, don't you think? So this is my B game, Misbehave. And then you've got all the tiles in there. So I've been playtesting this more, and so far it's had good playtesting results. People have enjoyed it. I've played it with younger people. Was it 15 and 12, and they enjoyed it. I was a little bit like, oh, okay, will teenagers like it? They enjoyed it. And they play games, but they don't play loads of games, but they enjoyed it. So I think this is nearing its time where I'm going to definitely start pitching it to people, to publishers. Oh, Martha's, but I want to play that game so badly. Well, Martha, I have created a tabletop simulating version of it. However, when I created that, there was a glitch with Tabletop Simulator where it wouldn't allow me to save the images to the cloud, which means if I invite players in to play with me, they wouldn't see the images because it's not saved. Their computer's not drawing the images from the cloud. I could see it because it's drawing images from my desktop computer. So I need to check back with Tabletop Simulator to see if that glitch has been fixed. If it has, then I will, maybe I will have a playtest session. See if we can get 6 players playing, and I can watch. I don't have to play, I can just watch it and explain it. And then we could be on Discord, if you have Discord, and we can chat, or we can be on Zoom, Facebook Messenger and chat. Sally's put here, that's the link to sign up to Kickstarter, Martha. Oh, thank you so much, Sally. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the page. So it's, I couldn't remember what the page was, but yeah, it's edratales.com, and I think it's called To Kill a Thief, but it's got underscores on it and stuff like that. So click that link and then you can sign up. So again, that's another, this is what I mean by get sidetracked. But I think what happens is you do something, and then you get so far with it, and you might be waiting for something to happen. So you go, oh, well, I'll just work on this. And then that gets to a stage where you need to wait for something else, and you go, oh, I'll just work on this. And then before you know it, you've got 5 or 6, 7 projects on the go. What else? What else? Yeah, I think that's kind of... Oh, and that's the other thing is... I don't know if I told you, this is my Devilish Deaths prototype, and I've been working on that. A few things that after another play test, I did actually come up with a few changes. So, look at this master list. Sleuth checklist. So you play investigators, amateur detectives. You've got to work out who the murderer is, why they did the murder, and what motive. No, that's the same as why. And how they did it. Who did it, where, no, who, why, and how. That's it. Who, why, and how. I always get that mixed up. The first case is called Lost in the Shuffle. And the players said it'd be really useful to have a checklist. So I'm only going to give players one checklist because one person just needs to be the master keeper of the checklist. So if you question Henrietta Boothby, it says location questioned, investigating sleuth. So that's the information you'd say, right, she was questioned in the kitchen, for example, and interrogated by, and you can put the player's name or you can put the sleuth's name. And so you can tick them off, so you know, oh, okay, Henrietta Boothby, she's got 2 entries, so once she's been questioned twice, we know that that's it, she's been questioned. Then I've got all the clues. There are 37 clues to find. Then we've got the forensics. There are over 26, because I've used letters for those. Then we've got the hunch tokens, because you can spend hunch tokens to get more information. Then we've got the name of prestige, because there's prestige cards as well. There's other things as well. So that, to me, is a really nice... This is a good example of how playtesting really, really helps you. It really helps you because you get his audience feedback. So if you're an author, you would, you know, say to people that you trust, you know, that you respect their opinions on, and say, have a read of that if you don't mind, or would you like to? And then if you've got any feedback, and then listen to that feedback. You don't have to make those changes, but it's good to get other people's opinions on it. So this is going to have another playtest shortly, and then I think after that playtest, the playtest has gone well so far, but it's always been a 3-player. This one is going to be a 5 or 6 player, so or certainly minimum of 4 players. So it will see how it plays on a larger scale. Saved up my money for the October one already. Oh, thank you, Martha. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And so, yeah, I'm gearing up probably early next year now, because I don't know, at the end of the year, the publishers, they're a bit busy. I don't know. So I might start next year, just in January, maybe sending out some pitch sheets and a pitch video. I do need to make a pitch video. So there we are. So we've done an hour. We've done an hour. And I always wonder how I'm going to fill this hour. But yeah, it's a shame that talking is not an Olympic sport. They're getting rid of breakdancing. Why don't they put talking in? What does that mean? Sakura mi familia. You are my family? Is that what it means? Salud. Living, I can barely speak English. Salute. Does that mean hello? Or does that mean goodbye? I don't know. I don't know. Don't know what's going on. Salut. Isn't that French? A toast to my family. Oh, salut, of course. Salut. Whereas in England we say bottoms up. Slightly different. Or cheers. Well, thank you very much, Lirin. It's Spanish as well. There we go. We've all learnt something today. Well, I shall let you lovely people go and be on your way with what you want to do today. Hopefully, or bless you if someone sneezes. Yes, we do say bless you. Bless you. What else do we say? Yeah, no, I think that's it. There's other little phrases, I think. But anyway, that's maybe for another broadcast, another live stream. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure interacting with you again, taking care, talking to you, chatting to you, reading your comments. It's been wonderful. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Lirin. Thank you, Sally. Thank you. Who have we done? Dylan, Martha, Sally, Lirin. I think that's all that commented. If there were people that were watching that didn't comment, I really, really appreciate that as well. And also, if you're watching this on playback, I thank you once again. Not again, but as well. Goodbye from Grocklesnook. Goodbye. And it's goodbye from him. Goodbye. Good night. I do other live streams as well. So most Fridays, pretty much every Friday at 7 PM UK time, I do a live stream. We are playing The Witcher 3 video game. We are live streaming through that. It's a lot of fun. And also the next live stream will be Wednesday. We do Wednesdays. We do a game book live stream at 6:30 PM UK time. We are playing the wonderful The Darkness Over Arkham from the splendid Jonathan Green. It is an Aconte book. So if you do want to purchase your own copy, either go to Jonathan Green's website, which is jonathangreenauthor.com, or go to Amazon, or check it out in your local bookstore. If they haven't got it, maybe order it from them. Support your local bookstore. There we go. So that is what we are doing. It's part 3. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, you can check it out on the Twitch channel here, or you can go to the Edra Tales YouTube channel and check it out there. I also sometimes, if I remember, give a little update of what's happened so far. spoilers, we've died twice already. Anyway, thank you very much. See you next time, and may the magic of storage flow through you always.